salute to him, and he said he wanted to
Yeah, him.
fight me.
His face. Oh my god. Like his eyes are like swollen shut. He was bleeding. Obviously, I see. Like they fucked him up. I ain't gonna lie. They did him bad.
I came to the gym and they jumped me. Like two of the guys, they're hitting me with a weight, and then he hit with a belt, with a weighted belt. They're pulling my hair, like they were like beating me up.
Before we get anywhere, did
You too. Today back with another video, man. Today we got, I forgot his name, but Alpha Man is desperate after destroying his life. We did a video up on him like a couple months ago, so y'all should know who he is. I think this the dude that him and his homies, they had beat up dude in the gym. The I don't know his name, but we gonna hop right into it.
This self-proclaimed alpha male is now desperate after destroying his life. Essentially, he's trying every trick in the book to avoid getting exposed and possibly locked up again, but things aren't looking that good for him, and it seems like he's trying to sell whatever he can. In his civil case, he's stalling. Criminal case, delaying that too. Divorce case, yeah, that thing's dragging on longer than his motivational speeches.
It's because my childhood trauma. Shut up! Get to work!
And he's still spiraling on Instagram like a knockoff Andrew Tate with anger problems. But if you've never heard of Wes Watson, congratulations for having some
Wes
peace in your
Watson.
life.
I'm Wes Watson. Everybody knows who I am.
The dude's a former prison inmate who rebranded himself as a life coach by screaming at people from the front seat of a Rolls Royce. His entire brand is based on being a real tough guy and telling you that you have to take so much personal responsibility that you get sick of it. And now, ironically,
People like this, I'm kind of in like a what's the word I'm looking for? It's like in like a, I'm like teetering, cause I understand the message, but I understand the message 100%. Like I understand you shouldn't feel sorry for yourself, and as a grown man, it's certain things that you just gotta deal with and cope with and learn to, get through so you can better yourself. You feel me? But at the same time, it's like a lot of it's just like the wrong messenger. Like you gotta know how to deliver this message. You feel me? Cause it's like Andrew Tate. He good. He found the good middle ground. Like he know what he's doing. Like he know how to make people feel like, okay, this is what I need to be doing. But at the same time, don't talk to them like 100%. Cause like it's a lot of, like, I have no problem with him. You feel me? I have no problem with him. But it's a lot of bitch ass little boys out here that, or bitch ass people in general that just hear how he talking and and wouldn't like it off that. You feel me? So I feel like if he just delivered the message smoother but still had that stern delivery, he'd be alright. But I forgot his his antics and stuff like that. I really don't like. That's why he is like teetering for me. You feel me? But like Andrew Tate, I fuck with him 100% because like he don't got no weird antics and shit. He just delivered the message sternly as a father would to these kids, and a lot of people understand it.
Person who refuses to take any personal responsibility is himself. And Wes co-owns that gym, but apparently treats it like a Fight Club edition, because here's what allegedly happened. Hakeem says that Wes was challenging people to fights via Instagram DMs, and Wes dared him to show up to the gym.
Yeah, so he talking about, I think he talking about the fight when him and his homies had jumped the other dude.
Watson and his crew allegedly jumped him.
Yep.
We're talking about punching, dragging, hair pulling, literally WWE minus the costumes.
I salute to him, and he said he wanted to fight me.
His face, oh my god, like his eyes are like swollen shut. He was bleeding, obviously, I see. Like they fucked him up. I ain't gonna lie, they did him bad.
I came to the gym and they jumped me. Like two of the guys, they're hitting me with a weight, and then he hit with a belt, with a weighted belt. They're pulling my hair, like they were like beating me up.
before we get anywhere, did you physically make contact?
This one thing I gotta say about this, I'm gonna stop pausing it so much. This nigga agreed to the fight and met him at the gym. Now, dude and them jumping him, that's some whole shit. Like, I don't condone it. I don't condone jumping the motherfucker, especially when, But that's how this shit go, you feel me? Like, we used to jump motherfuckers back in the day. We got jumped back in the day. That's how this shit go, you feel me? If you with your mans, you're not gonna let him fight one-on-one. Like, Realistically, not like on no internet shit. Realistically, you gonna fall in with your man. That's just how it go. But for you to go there and try to fight him in his facility, and then once you see all these people, you stay. You crazy as hell. Once I seen more than 3 motherfuckers, I would have turned around, walked up out of there. You thought them muscles was gonna save you? They beat that ass. They
Like with
beat him
him,
bad
did
too.
he-
I want to see how he look.
Are you sure? Because there's cameras and everything.
They literally attacked me. They hit me first.
And the gym footage shows Watson with a weighted belt, 3 other guys, and a man getting repeatedly attacked.
Olvida todo lo que sabías sobre los juegos de guerra. El juego de acción a gran escala War Thunder te traerá una...
I don't understand
Axel
that
pins to the
shit.
floor. West claims that all of this was self-defense, and the footage kind of says otherwise. Well, first I want to talk about today's sponsor, Incogni. So look, at this, end for information about of tell us bitter. The only problem is there's just way too many of those sites. You're gonna have a hard time doing that. They manage all that for you or your family, as they just have a takedown. We're about a year and a half now, and I've already had 740 claim privacy more seriously. A massive win because the spam calls I used to get and an employment history. Start taking your personal data off the market. But without further ado, let's continue the video. Miami police, they sided with the victim and arrested Watson on April 9th for aggravated assault and battery. The battery charge got dropped, but the assault case, that's still alive, and so are the civil suit and Watson's very public meltdown. So since then, Watson has done what any self-proclaimed alpha male would ever do. He's whined about it on Instagram a whole bunch. He also managed to completely ignore the civil lawsuit that followed, where Hakeem sued him for physical, emotional, and financial damages.
Everybody not held to this standard, you feel me? And honestly, if I was to get whooped bad, like I wouldn't put myself in that situation. But if I was just like to get randomly whooped by a motherfucker that got hella money, I'm suing their ass too. And if you don't, you dumb as fuck. But at the same time, it's like, that's some whole ass shit, you know? You feel me? Like, you got your ass beat, you know? Just take the L, you feel me?
And then got served with a suit, did absolutely
Actually,
nothing
that's
about
what
it, and as a
came
result, the court issued a default judgment, which basically means, yeah, congratulations, you automatically lost. So, I mean, that would be a massive wake-up call for essentially anyone, but not for Wes Watson. He's the self-proclaimed alpha male here, so instead of, you know, locking in legally and getting that sorted, he went to his new Instagram account, because his old one was deleted, and he complained about getting his old Instagram account deleted, and about his height, you know, because he has the best priorities in the world, apparently.
Lames out there who try to silence a real message don't want to happen, but we'll just always work around it.
That's what it be like. A lot of people in Miami, or a lot of people in general, like, they want to flex to live a lifestyle, you feel me? You know, if people feel the need to constantly show this shit, 9 out of 10, they don't really have it how they making it seem, you feel me? You know? Because if I had this much money, if I had the much money that he betraying to have, I'd have paid Shorty off, you feel me? Quick. But it's like, I don't know. It's just a facade people put up to pull people in, you know, to monger attention. That's what I think.
You guys got to realize that there is always a way around everything.
And then came the racism scandal, because he allegedly DM'd the UFC fighter Kevin Holland, calling him a toad, which, as it turns out, is prison slang for a black inmate. And I guess he also, on top of that, offered him a KFC gift card. So not only is he a self-proclaimed alpha male, but he is also a self-proclaimed funny man. This is just not something an extremely successful individual will do with their time, but who knows? Maybe that's all charade as well. It kind of seems like it. Because basically, this guy is doing everything except focus on the case against him. So now that the pressure's on, Wes is essentially doing what all the alleged frauds eventually do. They delay everything and pray the truth just doesn't catch up to them. So, according to John Bravo, Wes's legal team, they've filed a motion to stay in the civil case. That is lawyer speak for, can we pause this for a second while we sort out this criminal case over here? Thank you. So here's John Bravo's lawyer talking about that here.
So Wes's legal team filed a motion to stay in the civil case. Now, what does that mean? Essentially, what they're asking the judge to do is pause the civil case until the criminal trial finishes. You might be asking why. Why would a court ever do that? It's actually standard procedure because of the Fifth Amendment. Wes is looking at a felony battery charge in criminal court. His lawyers argue that making him answer questions in the civil case would force him to testify about the same.
That's smart though. I can give it to that's smart. You feel me? And it's like when you got money, your lawyers can do shit like this and use their mouthpiece to facilitate these type of things. Cause that's smart. You feel me? Delaying the lawsuit because anything he said in the lawsuit could be used against him in the criminal case. So that's smart. That's real smart. I ain't gonna lie. Like, it's shit like that I wouldn't even think about, you feel me? And I know it's other loopholes and this shit that the average person wouldn't think about. That's why, like, niggas go to school for this shit, you feel me?
Events that could land him in prison. So in the civil case, the victim side sends what's known as interrogatories. These are questions that he has to answer under oath. And these questions, of course, can open him up to much worse punishment in the criminal case. So in order for him to be able to effectively invoke his Fifth Amendment, he's saying, I can't answer these questions right now.
So answering questions in a civil case would force him to actually talk about the same events that could get him convicted in the criminal case. So, like admitting to beating up someone on video. The move is legal and not unusual, but in Watson's case, it feels like another example of him running from the consequences of his own actions.
Nah, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. It's the smart thing to do, you feel me? It's definitely the smart thing to do. That's what a lot of people do. Like, a lot of people with real money, they like, if somebody sued me and I had a lot of money and they sued me, I got so much money to the point where I can just draw this whole process out. And the person that's suing me don't got as much money as me, so they can't drag it out as much. The lawyer's not going to do it because after so long, it's not going to be profitable for them. So they just not going to do it, you feel me? So that's another thing that I know they do. It's just a lot. So like when you going against somebody with money, you got to really have a clear-cut case. Because if it's an argument to be had, they going to have it and they going to drag it out.
Dragging out a divorce that's been going on for 4 years. Why? My guess is if that case goes public, so does his finances.
Yeah.
And that would be probably one of the first times that we kind of get the curtain pulled back on the finances of one of those alpha male gurus. Because, I mean, it is really hard to keep selling courses on the narrative that you're making millions of dollars a month when your divorce filings say otherwise. And that'll just continue to mess up Wes's brand because, his business is offering people coaching classes on how to be more like him. And I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I won't be buying any courses anytime soon from a dude sitting in a Bugatti saying like, hey guys, if you just pay me thousands of dollars, I too will teach you how to drive a Bugatti one day. Because they all come across as grifters. It's just too vague information. I can't mindset my way into a Bugatti.
Right.
That's just completely unrealistic.
I mean, you kinda can. Because if you change your whole mindset, you would change your whole outlook on certain things, and that'll lead you to, doing certain things to put you in certain positions to get your Bugatti, you feel me? Or get what you want, you feel me? So I understand it, but I think what he's trying to say is just not that clear cut. You're not finna join and change your mindset and then get the Bugatti 3 weeks later. Like, you feel me? And you definitely not gonna get it from him because his mind probably not really on what it's supposed to be on, Courses is a good thing to get into, but you just gotta know and trust who you get into it with, you feel me? And get into it for the right reason. Don't think you're gonna get rich overnight. Be willing to, utilize the information and change your situation, you feel me?
But I guess what he does prove is if you just sell enough courses, you too might own a Bugatti one day, at least temporarily, because we'll get into that as well. Because John Bravo also did a deep dive into the VIN number of Wes's car he likes to show off, the Bugatti. And a Miami dealer actually listed a red Bugatti with a very specific VIN number. That same VIN also belongs to Wes's orange Bugatti. That's not supposed to happen. You can't have two cars with the same VIN number because it's like your social security number, but for a car.
So I'm one of 60 that own a car like this on the planet.
All right, so let's take a look here. You guys see this red Bugatti?
$5 million for boy. It's levels to this shit, man. It's levels to this shit. Cause that's like 3, 4, 5 houses. You feel me? 6, 7, depending where you at. That's like I can even, that's like probably like 30 houses, like the good houses too, you feel me? Each for like 250K, depending on where you at. Like if you want like the Midwest somewhere. That's like, so this should just tell me that it's really levels to this shit. Cause right now, I couldn't even fathom spending that much money on an automobile, you feel me? But if I was up 3, 4, 5, 6, 700 million, then I'd be like, that's you know, it's real levels to this shit.
Miami, 5,300 miles, right? If you guys take a look here, all right, let me show you some more pictures. Well, look here at that VIN number. You see how it ends in 5050? Well, let me show you something. You see this right here, this Carfax? This is Wes's, also 2023 Bugatti. VIN number ends in 5050. But notice something. When you look in here, right, look at the color. Orange, because that's Wes's orange piece, right? It's not red like that ad shows, right? And then also look, it's registered with that VIN number. It shows orange. So when you're looking at it, right, you're like, how could there be?
Great news! Now your account has a level, and you get free daily cases.
Shut the fuck
Two
up.
Bugattis, right? With the same VIN number, but different colors.
And it gets so much worse because guess what? When Bravo actually called the dealer to ask what was going on here, the dealer literally admitted on tape that Wes told them to use his VIN on a red car to bait buyers because he didn't want his actual orange Bugatti to be shown online. Why, you may ask? Well, apparently because it would immediately be linked back to him. But unfortunately for him, it did either way.
The owner of this orange Bugatti is a very, very private person. He doesn't like his business out there like that. So what he told us to do is, since we had that red one, he's just like, put my VIN on that red one, and if someone calls, offer them my orange one. But he doesn't want us actively listing his color, so he rather just see if anyone would be interested in his color, if anyone called for a Bugatti in general. But on the internet, he rather not have his specific color listed because there's only like 3 or 4 people in the whole world with that color.
Okay, so let that sink in. This man is Photoshop.
I don't get what point they just tried to prove there. Like, I'm very unbiased, so it might seem like that I'm siding with him, but I'm not. I know that he do a lot of bogus ass shit, but at the same time, what point they proving right here? The only bad thing that I see is him trying to sell his vehicle. That's not even a bad thing, you feel me? So I just don't understand what they trying to prove, but I think he gonna get into it.
The color of a multi-million-dollar car to protect his Instagram clout. This dude is so insecure that he would rather confuse the Carfax system than have anyone think he's selling his Bugatti. To really sell the act, he's still posting daily like he's driving this Bugatti, tagging it, flashing the keys, all while quietly trying to dump it in secret. Imagine being so terrified of looking broke that you allegedly pull a VIN number shell game with a $5 million supercar. This isn't just like financial desperation, it's full-on luxury cosplay. At this point, if all of this is true, he's a complete lark. And it's exactly what you would expect from a guy whose entire brand is built on yelling, "I'm not broke," into a ring light while filing motions to stay out of court. So now he's stalling the criminal case, pausing the civil case, and trying to settle the divorce privately. And he's doing all of this while flexing watches and steering wheel emblems on Instagram like he's a 2017 SoundCloud rapper. But hey, there's a plea hearing at the end of August, and it'll probably be a not guilty plea because if he pleads guilty, he's going back to prison. And we know he does not want to go back to prison like any of us here. Who wants to go there? But that's exactly why you allegedly don't invite someone to your gym to beat them up. It just doesn't sound like a great idea. But either way,
Yeah, that's crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, that's crazy. Dude crazy. But again, being able to drive and sell, if you want to, a $5 million vehicle, I don't think you heard. You got money. You feel me? You got some type of money. You feel me? If you trying to sell a Bugatti, I mean, that's not out of the ordinary. You feel me? Shit get old. You feel me? Want to get rid of it. You know, he probably ain't got the most money in the world, but I doubt he over broke. Cause all the things he doing, driving a Bugatti, able to sell a Bugatti, you not broke. Dragging out court proceedings, paid lawyer, you got some type of money. If you probably don't got all the money in the world, but you got some millions at least, you know. But yeah, dude crazy. He be doing crazy shit, man, you know. You feel me? Don't be like him, you know. humble yourself. You feel me? That's all you gotta do. Just humble yourself, you know. Because when you get in situations like this, people will have more sympathy for you, and people will be willing to reach their hand out and actually help you out in certain situations. You feel me? If you act like you shitting on everybody and shit, then you get into a hardship. Motherfucker not gonna care about you. Motherfucker not gonna be willing to help because all the shit that you done did to said, you know. So it's a balance you gotta find, you know. Just be humble. No balance, just be humble, you know. But that's about it for this video, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. We going to the next one. Gang.
Gang.